Now the details of the news. The federal government will convene a National Economic Council conference to strengthen Nigerians' economic coordination and accelerate inclusive growth. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nkocha said the conference will host governors of the 36 states and key national stakeholders, scheduled for February 9th and 10th, 2026 at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa. The theme of the conference is delivering inclusive growth and sustainable development. The Renewed Hope National Development Plan expected to produce far-reaching policy direction for the states as they align with the federal government's long-term economic agenda. President Bola Tinubu will serve as the special guest of honor with other government officials. Development partners and private sector leaders are expected to participate in the conference to deepen reforms under the Renewed Hope agenda. Polls opened in Japan's parliamentary elections as Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi hopes for a big win. This is just as the country Japan braces up for more heavy snow as its Fire and Disaster Management Agency reports at latest 45 deaths and over 500 snow-related injuries since January 20th. Charles Alpha reports.
Polls opened Sunday in parliamentary elections that Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi hopes will give her struggling party a big enough win to push through an ambitious conservative political agenda. Takaichi is hugely popular, but the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, which has governed Japan for most of the last 7 decades, is not. She called Sunday's snap election, hoping to turn that around. She wants to make progress on the right-wing agenda that aims to boost Japan's economy and military capabilities as tensions grow with China. She also nurtures ties with her crucial U.S. ally and President Trump. The latest survey indicated a landslide win in the lower house for the LDP. The opposition, despite the formation of a new centrist alliance and a rising far right, is seen as too splintered to be a real challenger. Takaichi is betting that her LDP party, together with its own partner, the Japan Innovation Party, will secure a majority in the 465 seats lower house, the more powerful of Japan's 2-chamber parliament. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi has targeted 233 seats for the ruling coalition, but the more seats picked up by the ruling bloc made up of the LDP and the Japan Innovation Party, the more stable the next government will be. Political observers will be watching closely to see whether the coalition can meet 4 benchmarks: 233 seats, 243 seats, 261 and 310 seats. While election holds, heavy snowfall in Japan has left at least 45 dead, more than 500 injured as it braced for more heavy snow over the weekend. Japan's Fire and Disaster Management Agency reports at least 45 deaths and over 500 snow-related injuries since January. Voters in Thailand went to the polls Sunday in an early general election, seen as a 3-wave race among competing visions of progressive, populist, and old-fashioned patronage politics. The battle for support from 53 million registered voters comes against a backdrop of slow economic growth and heightened nationalist sentiment. While more than 50 parties are contesting the polls, only 3 have the nationwide organization and popularity to gain a winning mandate. A simple majority of the 500 elected lawmakers selects the next prime minister. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Charles Alpha again reports that Algeria has cancelled its agreement with UAE Air Service after accusing it of regional destabilization. Plus, Ghana records High Commissioner to Nigeria over vote buying allegations in Ghana.
Algeria has begun the process of cancelling its air services agreement with the United Arab Emirates, signed in Abu Dhabi in May 2013. State media said It gave no immediate reason for the move, but Algerian media outlets have strongly criticized the UAE in recent months, accusing it of attempting to sow regional discord. Algeria has initiated a procedure ratified by a presidential decree dated 30th of December 2014. The North African country's state-owned radio said. Meanwhile, President John Mahama of Ghana has directed the immediate recall of Baba Jamal as Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria over vote-buying allegation in Ghana. The president asked Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Minister for Foreign Affairs, to begin the necessary procedures to implement the directive. President Mahama recalled Baba Jamal over his alleged bribery and inducement during the Ayawaso East constituency primary. The statement was issued after Jamal's participation and subsequent victory in the National Democratic Congress parliamentary primary for the Ayawaso East constituency. At the end of the parliamentary primary, Jamal polled 431 votes, while his closest contender, Hajia Amina Adam, received 399 votes, making him the party's parliamentary candidate in the March 3 by-election. During the election, there were allegations of vote buying. The allegation of inducement and vote buying came after delegates were given 32-inch television sets from the campaign team of one of the aspirants, Baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed. The other defeated aspirants were also accused of vote buying. However, President Mahama argued that Jamal was the only serving public officer involved, and he considers this step necessary to act decisively to preserve the integrity of public office and to avoid any perception of impropriety or conflict with the government's code of conduct for political appointees. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Still with Charles Alpha, as he reports that climate change continues to erode traditional livelihoods, targeted interventions are offering new hope. Through the Global Environment Facility GEF program, the UNDP and the Trash to Cook initiative via Cook Blue, women are being equipped with tire upcycling and other practical skills to build resilience and create sustainable income.
Beyond raising awareness about the excruciating impacts of climate change lies the urgent task of building resilience in communities was affected. Through recycling initiatives such as used tire recycling and the transformation of aggregated wastes, including plastics, waste textiles, and discarded tires, women in the Chika community are emerging as players in the value chain industry.
I recycle all these bottled water, rubbers, leathers. I've learned how to do room air freshener, liquid soap, bleach.
So far, we've been able to produce a female shoe, and we are still going to be producing a male shoe.
This is going to be a great help to me and to the community at large.
For some of these women and Bello Bala, a person living with an impairment in the community, this initiative is believed to significantly improve livelihoods and strengthen resilience against the impacts of climate change.
It empowers us to be able to use the skill we learn to make it financially sustainable for us.
Currently, we are training the women on how to use these waste tires to now do what do you call it, cropping, right? So today, if you look, we are planting our oil palm that will still be transplanted to our homes, and of course the chief's house and every other place that is very important to us. We are also training them on how to leverage on waste textiles to make shoes, make slippers, so they can wear them to match fashion designs. We're also training them on how to keep the environment clean, and that is why you see them making soaps.
I want to say, honestly, with this initiative, even though planting of trees and other things that they have done so far, we are so grateful.
Driven by the Trash to Cook initiative through Cook Blue and supported by the Global Environment Facility GEF Small Grants Program and the United Nations Development Program, the project is expected to promote skills development while addressing the challenges of environmental pollution, unclean cooking practices, and waste management in Chika community and other parts of the Federal Capital Territory. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
And to health, the federal government has reaffirmed that access to quality and affordable health care is a fundamental right of every Nigerian, stressing that no citizen should be left behind in the country's health care delivery system. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako, who said this at the Nigerian Medical Association's annual lecture series and the launch of its 5-year national strategic plan, urged medical professionals across the country to reposition themselves as catalysts for health system transformation, innovation, and improved service delivery.
That is standing on 4 pillars. The pillar of how do we improve our governance system? How do we strengthen our institutions? And how do we ensure better accountability?
Theme from strategy to impact, repositioning NMA as the catalyst for health system transformation.
The 5-year National Strategic Plan 2026 to 2030 marks a major milestone in the professional body's effort to reshape the health sector in Nigeria, as it provides a comprehensive roadmap to strengthen medical practice.
Across 24 objectives and 72 key activities.
To do this, then NMA will shift from commentary to governance with credible influence and remembered not for strikes, but NMA will be remembered for systemic health transformation.
On organizational development, the strategic plan emphasizes improving the quality of clinical governance and accountability in Nigeria's health system, deepens institutional partnerships, and drive health system resilience to drive better patient outcomes. For years, the residents of Pwaship and Ngutukut in Shandam local government area of Plateau State have been battling with a road that was more of a gully than a gateway. The narrative is, however, changing as federal government steps up infrastructure development. The people are finally seeing the dividends of democracy. Usman Zubairu, who is with the National Media Tour team, reports on the inauguration and inspection of road projects in the state.
This road has for long been an eyesore, but it is now witnessing the federal government's intervention. Residents says the ongoing construction is a lifeline, describing the development as a prayer after decades of advocacy.
And I want to assure you that we'll give every cooperation needed on this road. We want to still thank you for taking time to come here in this hot sun and supervise this project.
Excited because the road was so bad, but we thank God now I can travel from Kurugui to Kwande within 15 minutes.
The National Media Tour team was in Jos for continuation of national tour, focusing on provision of infrastructure, a key component of the Rainy Hope agenda. Part of the engagement in the state was the expansion of ongoing rehabilitation of Baban Lamba, Sharam Road, a 44-kilometer track barging road that will connect 4 farming communities when completed.
It's one of the Renew Hope agenda projects that they were awarded, and the project is flowing smoothly.
The people of these communities that we have visited from Kwampan to Shandam and then to Kanke, that government will do its best to ensure that other roads too are reached. 2
emergency intervention road projects were also commissioned. Then a statement on embankment washout culverts at Kwande along Shandam Lifeyear Road and the repairs of double cells box culverts, Ashwat Lane and Shandam Ibi Road at the cost of over 1 billion naira.
To the glory of God.
Osmansville, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International. We will take a short break now. More news when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back. The Senate has praised President Bola Tinubu for launching Nigeria's national halal economy strategy, which aims to position the country within the lucrative global halal market estimated at $7.7 trillion. In a statement, a chairman Senate Committee on Finance, Senator Sani Musa, noted that several countries have successfully used halal frameworks to boost their economies, and Nigeria has strong advantages for success, including its agricultural resources, large markets, and youthful population. The strategy fits into the Tinubu administration's economic reforms to boost non-oil revenue, diversify exports, and create jobs. It is expected to add $1.5 billion to Nigeria's GDP by 2027 and unlock billions more in domestic value. The Senate in the statement pledged full support for the initiative, which is projected to establish Nigeria as a competitive player in the global economy. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has directed the reconvening of plenary for an emergency sitting on Tuesday, February 10, 2026. A statement signed by the Clerk of the Senate, Emmanuel Odo, indicates that all senators are kindly requested to attend. The emergency sitting will commence at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited have committed to deepen collaboration to boost operational efficiency. This was the outcome of a meeting between the management of the NUPRC and the NNPC at the Commission's corporate headquarters in Abuja. Lydia Sampson has more.
NUPRC Chief Executive said the NUPRC and NNPC Limited, as creations of the PIA and Nigerian government, have similar goals and must work together to ensure Nigeria's energy security. The NUPRC boss revealed that the Commission is working closely with the Oil Producers Trade Session to address multiplicity of fees and rents in order to improve Nigeria's competitiveness.
I believe today is just a demonstration that we are actually on the same side, working towards the same goals, and I believe in a no distant future, we will see the benefits of this collaborative effort.
She further stated that the Commission is working on enhancing measurement and hydrocarbon accounting. NNPC Limited GCO Bayo Ojulari reiterated the need for improved relationship between the National Oil Company and the regulator.
As a national energy company operating commercially under the PIA, our success is intertwined with the quality of the regulatory stewardship, which we are absolutely confident will be taken to the next level.
Ojulari applauded Eyeson's appointment as CCE. He acknowledged that NUPRC had continued to demonstrate exceptional leadership in terms of regulation and promoting transparency and shaping an enabling environment crucial for investment and operational excellence, which is good for the industry. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Nasarawa State Command, has arrested one Hussaini Shaibu, popularly known as Abati, a suspected serial rapist, for allegedly defiling 5 minors in different parts of Nasarawa State. According to a statement by the public relations officer of the command, Jerry Victor, the arrest was made following credible intelligence and complaints lodged by concerned residents. Meanwhile, preliminary investigation revealed that the suspect allegedly carried out the acts at different times and locations, targeting vulnerable minors. The command condemns the acts, describing it as inhumane, criminal, and a grave violation of the rights of children, and urged parents, guardians, and community leaders to be vigilant and promptly report suspicious activities to security agents. It encourages victims of sexual abuse to speak out, assuring them of confidentiality and necessary support. In the meantime, the command assures the public that the suspect will be diligently investigated and prosecuted in line with the provisions of the law to serve as deterrents to others. The Alumni Association of the National Institute expresses deep concern over the recent surge of violent attacks across parts of Nigeria, including the tragic killings in communities of Kwara and Benue states, as well as the recent abduction of worshippers in Kaduna State who thankfully have now been rescued through security intervention. The Institute, while acknowledging and commending the security agencies for the successful rescue effort in Kaduna, says the recurring pattern of killings, kidnappings, and violent assaults across several states has heightened public anxiety. Many Nigerians are living in fear and uncertainty as the atmosphere of insecurity, it says, demands urgent, coordinated, and strategic action. Security is the foundation upon which national development stands. AANI therefore calls for strengthening intelligence operations, enhanced interagency coordination, deeper community engagement, and accelerated prosecution of criminal elements. Beyond immediate tactical response, there is an urgent need for structural and policy reforms that address the root causes of insecurity, strengthen grassroots security architecture, and restore public confidence. Let's now join Suleiman Musa for the latest in the world of sports.
Stakeholders have called for intensified and continuous competitions for FIVE's athletes as a key strategy for the development of the sport in Nigeria. They made this submission at the second edition of the Interstate FIVE's Unity Cup Championship, which concluded on Sunday in Abuja, with Kebbi State emerging as the overall champions. Kebbi State dominated the championship, winning all 4 titles in the senior, immediate, junior, and female categories. Katsina State finished second on the medals table with 3 medals. Kaduna State placed third with 2 medals, while host Abuja ended the tournament in 4th position with 1 medal.
Is to keep the youth agile, physically healthy, do this vigorous exercise.
To football, Nigeria's under-20 women's team, the Falconets, have taken a slim but crucial advantage in their quest for a place at the 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Poland, following a hard-earned 1-0 victory over Senegal in Abuja. Despite dominating large spells of the first leg encounter in this third-round African qualifier, the perennial World Cup finalists had only 1 goal to show for their superiority. That decisive moment came in the 51st minute when substitute Kindness Ifeanyi rose highest to power home a header from a well-delivered corner kick. The win gives Nigeria the edge heading into the return leg in Dakar next week, with the tie still delicately poised as both sides prepare for a first showdown in the reverse fixture. And finally, in few minutes from now, struggling Rivers United will be back in CAF Champions League action when they face Egyptian Giants and the defending champions Pyramid FC in a matchday 5 encounter in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. After 5 matches, Rivers United have managed just 1 point and sit bottom of Group A, leaving them effectively out of contention for a knockout round place. Pyramid FC top the group with 10 points from 3 wins and a draw, and need only a draw against the Pride of Rivers to seal qualification to the next round. Rivers United's hopes were all but dashed last weekend following a home defeat to Power Dynamos. With Sport Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.